Hello, Mrs. Stevens here. Following information is to let you know what we will be learning in preschool in the summer term. Here are some important dates for your diary. The children are now gaining confidence to play in a group with others. They may create a story around the small world toys or dress up and play in the role play area. They can extend their play by listening to what others say and responding appropriately, including their own ideas in their play and sharing these with their friends. The children are learning to listen to others one-to-one or in a small group. During key worker time, we have lots of discussions and children take turns to talk to their friends, either one-to-one or to the whole group. The children are encouraged to listen to the person that is speaking and then take turns to speak themselves. They can then transfer this to their play, to listen to the person that is talking to them and also have the opportunity to speak to others. We hope that by the time the children move to reception they can write their name independently. This half term we will be practicing copying the letters in our name if we cannot already do that and making the letters recognisable. We hope that then they will move on to remembering the letters in their name in the correct order so that they can write their name independently without copying and begin to form the letters correctly. We play lots of rhyming games this term in preschool. We ask the children to find a rhyming pair. So you could go around your house and find some objects that rhyme. For example, socks, box, pen, 10, lots more objects. And then we ask the children to find two objects that sound similar to each other. They sound the same. Each time we're emphasising the words socks, socks, pen, socks, pen. Do they sound the same? Socks, pen. No. Socks, 10. Socks, 10. Do they sound the same? No. Socks, box. Socks, box. Yes. We need to say these words over and over again to the children for them to recognise which words rhyme together. It takes lots of practice and it's quite tricky. This term in nursery, we are concentrating on encouraging the children to listen very carefully and identify the different initial letter sounds in words. We do this by having a collection of objects and saying the word to the children, getting them to repeat it. For example, ball, and then they repeat the word. We emphasise the initial sound of the word, but, ball, but, ball, ball, and each time get the children to repeat what we are saying. So we do that for each object we have a collection of. Then we try to encourage the children to sort out the objects. So we've got a collection of objects that begin with two different letter sounds. So here I've got a collection of objects that begin with P and B, P and B. They're quite similar, so they need to listen very, very carefully. P, P, P. So I'll start off by putting a ball, P, pear, pear. The children then choose one of the objects and we say the word. Bag, bag. Can we hear the same sound as ball or pear? Bag, ball, pear. Bag, ball, pear. Repeating the words lots and lots of times getting them to listen to the initial letter sounds till they can match the object with the other objects and sort the same sounds together. Another way that you can do this at home is by going on a sound hunt. You might look for things in the house that begin with B. So, your job is to go around your house with the children looking for things that begin with B. Ball, bag, box, lots of different things you can find in your house. A favourite of mine is, once we found those objects, I used to play with my children shop, and we'd set up a shop and all the things in the shop needed to begin with the same sound. So one day we would have a S shop or a P shop, and we've got to find things round the house that began with P to go in the house, in the shop. So we have a plate that we found around the house, a pencil, a pen, and then we proceed to make a game from it, and each thing the child bought from the shop, we could emphasise the word and the sound. P, plate, P, plate. For more examples of this, you can watch the home learning videos on our website. In nursery, we will be learning to count out a set of objects from a larger set. To start off, we will be learning to count out a set of up to 5 objects and then up to 10 objects, increasing the number gradually till they are proficient with counting out a set of each number at a time. We can use pennies in the home or pegs, anything you've got plenty of. When the children count out, we ask them to say one number name for each object. The easiest way to do this is by moving an object from one place to another. So if we want to count out 5 pennies, we ask them to move the pennies at one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stop. We emphasise the stop after they've reached the number we've asked them to. They could count into a bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stop. Alternatively, they could take objects out of the bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making sure that they take one object at a time and say one number name for each object. You can use anything you like you find around the home. Pegs, again, a group of pegs, let's count out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and stop. They need to learn that they need to stop counting when they've reached the number that we've requested. The summer term in nursery is all about becoming familiar with recognising numerals to 10 and counting out a set of 10 objects, also ordering numbers to 10. The children need to recognise the numerals first to 5. First we concentrate on recognising numerals to 5 and then numerals to 10. The children need to be able to recognise these numbers and know that for example, the number 3 means 1, 2, 3. They can match the number and the object and the set of objects correctly. Once they can do that, we ask them to put the numbers in order, and we can do that in lots of different ways. We practice by pegging on washing lines or just ordering number tiles on the floor. So we give them a set and we ask them what number comes first. 1. Now let's count. 1, 2. We need 2 next. If they're not quite sure straight away what number comes next, we can go back to the beginning and count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can repeat that up to number 10. One way of helping the children to recognise numerals is we go on a number hunt. You could at home simply write some numbers, some numerals on a post-it and stick them around your house. You could ask the children to either go and find a specific number, or once they have found a number, to tell you what that numeral is. When they've found all the numerals, they can then put them in the correct order. Once you've done that, you could ask them to count out a set of objects for each number. So let's take the number 1. Let's put 1 peg. Let's take the number 2. Let's put 2 pegs. And number 3, 3 pegs. And you can continue to do that for numbers up to 10. We have a circuit session in the hall each week where we get the apparatus out and the children climb and move under, over and across the apparatus. They will learn to move freely in lots of different ways. Confidently, climbing, crawling, jumping, skipping, and of course we encouraged them to do this in the outdoor environment, moving in lots of different ways and gaining confidence all of the time. The summer term is an opportunity for us to get outside more and look at our outdoor environment. The children are encouraged to show care and concern for their environment and living things within it. We look after caterpillars, watch them grow and then release them once they become butterflies. Children are also encouraged to look for books and different animals they might see outside and take care for them, remembering to return them safely to their environment. They are also encouraged to look after their environment by tidying up and looking after the toys that they play with. Your child can return their book each Wednesday and choose a new story. They may choose a story or they may choose a non-fiction book. We have lots of finding out books which the children also enjoy. I hope you have fun sharing books at home. You can talk about the beginning of a story, what might happen next in the middle, what might happen at the end. They might give you different ideas, what they think might happen. You could discuss them with your child. Talk about the writing in the book. Show them which bit you read and which bit you look at as a picture. Talk about the differences between the writing, the print and the picture. You could just look at the book initially and just explore the pictures. Lots of our books have so much to look at in the pictures and talk about. You can get lots of valuable language from just looking at the pictures. When you have shared your book with your child, we would love it if you can fill in some information in the record book. You can tell us how your child has been getting on at home. Do they enjoy listening to stories? Do they sit and listen carefully? Do they talk about the pictures? Can they join in with the different words in the story? Can they talk about what happened next?